Is it fractured or just ligaments, or we don't even know at this point?
Well, I mean, they're talking as it's going to require some surgery, but we haven't even talked to the doctor yet, so it's a significant injury. I mean, I knew it was serious. I mean, he couldn't hold the ball, so I mean, for Dak to come out of the game, you knew it was serious. So
that was by far the worst possible thing that could have happened to the Dallas Cowboys. I mean, when you just want to list each and every possible thing that could have gone wrong, I know I might sound like I'm blowing things out of proportion here, but everything literally went wrong. I mean, there is no glimmer of hope whatsoever for the Dallas Cowboys this year. So before we get to the content, make sure you drop a like, subscribe, and turn on our notifications to help the channel grow. We're doing cash giveaways on my Twitter account at Mikerophone NFL. And now that we got all that out of the way, break. Ladies and gentlemen, you may disagree with some of my takes, but there's one take that you definitely don't disagree with, and that's that gas prices are way too expensive right now. Luckily, I partner with Upside, which is an app that's literally designed to save you money at the pump. It's really easy. First, you download the free Upside app, then you use my promo code Mikerophone to get $5 or more cash back on your first purchase of $10 or more. And next time you're low on gas, you want to pull up the Upside app and check out which gas station is within the closest proximity to you or is offering the most cash back. Then you're gonna go ahead and claim an offer. In this case, I was able to claim an offer that saves me 35 cents per gallon, which is huge in savings, especially in this economic climate. We all know whenever it comes to gas, every single penny counts, which is why I highly recommend you download the Upside app. It's free. You have nothing to lose except additional dollars at the pump if you don't download it. So download the free Upside app from the App Store or from Google Play and use promo code Mikerophone to get $5 cash back or more on your first purchase of $10 or more. And thank you, Upside, for the sponsorship. Mic check 1 2 1 2. What's going on, everybody? I'm not gonna lie, guys, that was a very brutal game if you're a Dallas Cowboys fan. I mean, there's so much that could have possibly gone wrong. Like, there was a bunch of things that I could have told you that could go wrong, and then there was a thing that essentially put the nail in the coffin for the Dallas Cowboys season. I mean, originally I was a little pessimistic because, of course, the Cowboys lost Tyron Smith over the offseason. And to Tyler Smith's credit, I think he did a remarkable job given how little time he had to prepare and given how much further he has to go in his development to become an excellent left tackle. I think his debut went really solid, to be honest. And don't get me wrong, even though the Dallas Cowboys didn't look super good offensively, which was fairly frustrating, I also took into account that one, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are one of the better defenses in the NFL, and two, the Dallas Cowboys wide receiver core is absolutely depleted. I mean, no Michael Gallup, no James Washington. We had an undrafted rookie at the wide receiver 2 position, which made me question where the hell was Jalen Tolbert to begin with, but that's besides the point. And then CeeDee Lamb was completely blanketed throughout the entire game, and although he was effective whenever he got the ball in his hands, he wasn't as effective as he should be in order for the Dallas Cowboys to have success. Nevertheless, I mean, I'm gonna give compliments and credits where credits are due. The Dallas Cowboys held the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to a field goal during each and every attempt that they had during the first quarter. The Buccaneers made it to the red zone on 5 separate occasions. 4 out of those 5 times resulted in a field goal in the first quarter. Now, at the same time, the Cowboys were only able to come out with a field goal throughout the entirety of the freaking game. But just based upon what I saw from the defense, they forced a turnover on Tom Brady. Micah Parsons was able to get 2 sacks in his opening game. There's something to build upon for the Dallas Cowboys and this defense. Hell, Ezekiel Elliott didn't look half bad. He actually looked pretty freaking good in his opening game. And while I do want to acknowledge that this is just the first game of the season and there's no reason to panic, well, there is officially a reason to panic. Dak Prescott got hit by Shaq Barrett in the middle of the fourth quarter. Cooper Rush came in to replace him immediately. Initially, as a fan, whenever your quarterback goes down with some sort of injury, a part of you is just hoping it's no big deal. Maybe Dak jammed his finger and, hey, He probably can't play the rest of the game. The game seems to be lost already. It's fine. Hopefully he'll be able to return next week for our next matchup against the Bengals. Very shortly after, we found out that was not going to be the case. And this is why it's officially the Dallas Cowboys' worst nightmare, because trading Amari Cooper for a bag of peanuts wasn't enough. Losing Michael Gallup and James Washington wasn't enough. Losing Tyron Smith to a hamstring injury where his hamstring literally came off of his bone clearly wasn't enough. Now we lost our franchise QB to injury, and prior to him even being injured, he had a horrific game against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He completed 14 of 29 passes for 134 yards and was intercepted once and sacked twice, while the Cowboys were held without a touchdown in their season opener. Even if that is the case, I think there's still no excuse whatsoever for this piece of shit fan to throw trash at Dak Prescott, respectfully. I mean, knowing what Dak's gone through throughout his life, knowing all the adversity, and this is just the stuff he's willing to publicize. I mean, with his mother and cancer, and his brother taking care of his mother during her time with cancer, and it being so difficult for himself that he ended his own life. I mean, I think no matter how horrible of a performance Dak has, no Cowboy fan should ever throw trash at him. At the same time, the news that we got from Jerry Jones and Mike McCarthy is terrifying. So let's start with Mike McCarthy. He came up to the podium, and I can't find video footage of this yet. If I do, obviously I'll include it in the video. But he came up and said that Dak Prescott has a significant hand injury. We'll know more in the morning. It's on his hand in the thumb area. It's a significant injury. Prescott has not seen a doctor yet, so we have limited information. Yay, okay, I feel calm already. But we got more information from none other than Todd Archer of ESPN. So according to this article, Dallas Cowboys quarterback Dak Prescott will be out for several weeks due to an injury to his thumb that requires surgery, owner Jerry Jones said after Sunday's 19-3 loss to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Prescott jogged to the locker room late in the fourth quarter to get his right hand examined after he hit the hand of Buccaneers outside linebacker Shaq Barrett and did not return. Jones said Prescott suffered a fracture near the thumb on his throwing hand, which is the absolute worst place that you could suffer an injury if you happen to be a quarterback. Now, what is the Dallas Cowboys plan here? Well, they plan, and this is so freaking ironic because do you remember a couple of weeks ago, the Dallas Cowboys, when they were doing final cuts, they only had one QB on the roster? Well, thankfully, they brought back Cooper Rush, who I think is a gem of a backup QB, and it seems like the Dallas Cowboys will likely turn to backup QB Cooper Rush for next week's game against the Cincinnati Bengals. I mean, duh, what else are you going to do? Like trade for Jimmy Garoppolo? I don't think that's an option at this point. I mean, in my head, there's a specific point where you're just too far gone to trade for a quarterback. If you trade for Jimmy Garoppolo, he's going to come in, he's going to have to learn a brand new offense. By the time he becomes acclimated to the new offense, I'd hope that Dak Prescott could return. And to be honest, Cooper Rush has proven to me to be a very capable backup, probably one of the better backups in the league. Still, I am not necessarily feeling so good about our season. So the injury caps a strange week for Dak Prescott, who was limited in last Thursday's practice because of a sore ankle that he blamed on a new pair of cleats. Prescott kept insisting that he was fine and it would not be an issue against the Buccaneers after going through full workouts on Friday and Saturday. Prescott suffered a compound fracture and dislocation of his right ankle in the fifth game of the 2020 season against the New York Giants. He returned to start 16 games last season, setting a Cowboys single season record with 37 touchdown passes, and missed one start with a calf strain, which was the game that Cooper Rush took over against the Minnesota Vikings and actually performed very freaking well, to be honest. It also makes mention that Dak Prescott just had an absolutely horrific game. I mean, this was the second fewest passing yards he's had in a game that he started and finished in his career, although technically he didn't really finish this game, but that's besides the point. And the article ends over there. So we're gonna have more information about this in the morning. I'm not feeling so good or optimistic about the Dallas Cowboys at this point, and I just wanted to take a minute to just show some love to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers because they performed really freaking well. They did a remarkable job just completely dominating the Dallas Cowboys on the defensive end. And on top of that, Tom Brady and Julio Jones look like a very fearsome tandem for this upcoming season. I mean, Julio Jones went undrafted in some of my fantasy leagues, and for the life of me, I was never able to figure out why people would assume Julio Jones was just going to be washed and often injured and just not be the same version of himself, given how well Tom Brady has been able to resurrect wide receivers like that in the past. I mean, mainly just Antonio Brown and kind of Josh Gordon recently. So if you're a Bucs fan, I think this season is going to be a great season for Tom Brady. We have an update video coming for you guys on all the games that we saw this past Sunday, in addition to Monday Night Football. I really wanted to make recaps a thing this year, so I'm going to make sure to bring you guys that. Let me know in the comment section down below if you're a Cowboy fan. How are you feeling at this point? I'm not feeling too good. Thankfully, I have other teams to root for. I have 3 fantasy football leagues that I'm a part of that I could get invested in. But I don't think this is our year anymore after tweeting it on Twitter. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Aside from that, I'm your boy Mike. I'm dropping our mic until our next upload.